Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Triangle BNI. My name is Mike Manning, and each week we bring you a small business success story from the world of BNI. And if you are not familiar with BNI, it's Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. And our little slice of heaven here in the Triangle, if you're not familiar with North Carolina, it's Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. 29 chapters going strong. Their work, Steve and Mary are working on starting 6 more from the home office. And we got about 600 members. So each week we bring you a wonderful success story. And this week our guest is Mica Parekh with IWP Photography and Video. Mica, glad to have you here today.
Thanks so much. I'm glad to be here.
Now you've got some success and some history in BNI. We're going to get to all that. Number of things we're going to get to. And Mica is in RD 37, the morning show. They meet Wednesdays at 8 a.m. at Fox and the Hound in North Hills.
Yes.
Wonderful location, good group. You've been in that chapter how long?
Over 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you are looking for a chapter to join in BNI, and if you or someone you know is starting a business or trying to grow a small business, please go to trianglebni.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a button that you'll see up there says Find a Chapter. Click on that. It lists all 29 chapters, Monday through Friday. Most of them are in the morning, some of them at lunch. Find out the location that works for you, the time that works for you, and just please come visit. We'd love to have you visit just to see what it's like and see the type of people you're going to meet. And you're going to hear another wonderful success story today with Mica. So this IWP Photography and Video is a family business.
It is.
I know. I don't know how the Secretary of State's paperwork is listed, but I read your website of who the president and CEO is.
Yes.
So tell us how you came up with the name of the company.
Well, it wasn't too hard because I really didn't find any other opportunity to get anything that Tesh liked in front of him. So right about the time that Ian was about a year old, I said, let's just name it IWP after him. And at
Your
the time
son,
it was
Ian.
right,
Yes.
our son Ian.
Right.
And so it was, you know, it was the right thing to do at the time. So, but everybody now thinks it stands for International Wedding Photography or something like that. So,
No,
but
as long as it
whatever.
works for you, right?
Right?
Yeah.
We'll go international.
It's all about
And
branding.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Absolutely.
And so you started the company in 2000 with roughly?
Roughly.
Okay, with your husband, Tesh.
Yes. We met in 2000 and he is the artist. He
Yes.
has always wanted to photograph things and also paint. And so we started sharing his photography and other paintings and things that he was doing with friends of mine because I'm the one that had the network at that time because I was from here.
Yes.
And at that point, they were like, "Hey, come photograph our event. Hey, come photograph our wedding." Free, of course. But I still remember the first time we got paid. It was pretty
Very
neat.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
hold that thought. We'll get back
Okay.
to that.
All right.
So in every BNI chapter, there's a speaker each week. Depending on the
Mhm.
size of your chapter, you have 1 or 2 speakers a week, and you get 5 or 10 minutes. And each week, the speaker's introduced with the member bio sheet. And so every week, that's how we do it. So,
Right.
all right, Mica Parekh, our speaker today, business name, IWP Photography and Video, location and years in business.
Location is anywhere in the world, but we live here in Raleigh. I tell people we have a mortgage here in Raleigh, and sometimes I sleep in Raleigh. We're all over the place.
Okay.
So officially, IWP Photography started in 2008. We had a, business in 2007 that we started for the artwork.
Okay.
And then in 2008, after my son was born, I told Tesh, he wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom, of course. I told Tesh, this kid's not buying what I'm selling. He just doesn't get it. It's not doing it for me. So I said, let's start a business and a serious business with the photography. And let's just, do what we want to do. And so 2008, that's when IWP was.
Very nice.
Mhm.
So
Literally and figuratively.
on it, yes. Well, good. Okay. One of the next questions is previous types of jobs, but I have a caveat for that. I have your post-college resume.
Oh, geez.
We'll get to that.
Woohoo.
I want a story from high school or in college that's a memorable job or something you hated or something like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Those are the types of jobs I want to hear about.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I have so many. Well, I mean, and I'll start this with if I could do anything in the world, and it would be for me, and it wouldn't be dependent upon anything else and anybody else, I would go back to serving because I loved my time in restaurants.
Really?
I started when I was 13 bussing tables.
Okay.
And from there, I went up to waitressing. And I just thought
And this was
that was
here?
no, this
Okay.
was down in a little beach community down in South North Carolina.
Okay.
South
Right.
North,
Right.
there we go. Southern Brunswick County.
Now,
Uh,
I've always thought everybody, at least for a week, should wait tables,
mm,
and that would teach them how to treat people in the hospitality industry
I-
and understand how hard it is.
yeah, a week is not enough time. Yeah,
True. Yeah.
it's like kids going to military high school. I mean, they
Yes.
need to
Yeah.
really be immersed in it. Serving needs to be that way as well.
So what did you like about that job?
People.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
serving people and making sure they were happy.
All right.
That's what I was put on this earth to do.
What was the first restaurant you worked in?
Reeves Fish Camp. No, I take that back. It was the barn. I forgot about that. And that man made me so mad all the time. And I would tell him my daddy was going to come up there and he would tell me that he was going to send me home, but he never did. Thank goodness.
And you were
But
how old on that first job?
13.
How'd you get that job at 13?
Connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have to lie about an age or anything. You
Oh,
just,
no.
but back then
No,
we
back
hired,
then,
we hired
all
people.
I needed was a worker's permit back then, and you could get them
Yeah.
at 13.
And it was a small town, right?
Yeah.
So you probably knew everybody.
Too small. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the barn was first.
Right.
What was next?
Reeves Fish Camp.
Okay.
Yes.
Was
and
that better?
I stayed there. No. But I stayed there from 14 to 22.
Wow.
So I grew up in that restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah. That
All
was
right.
really cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Those are the type of stories we
Yeah.
like about previous
Yeah.
jobs, right? So the next section
Absolutely.
on here, personal information. Your spouse is Tesh.
Yes.
Tesh is Indian, from
Yes.
India.
Yes.
All right. So let me get to this. I asked married couples two questions.
Oh my goodness.
How did you meet? And do you both tell the story the same way?
Okay. How
I
did we
usually
meet?
get that answer.
And Tesh would say we don't tell the story the same way.
Okay.
But so we met on yahoo.com before there was a match or a single mingle or whatever they call themselves now.
We've had a couple
Um,
people on the show that have met
right.
their spouse that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
cool.
So he was my last ditch effort. I was not going to do it again. No, but I saw his little post there. I can still remember his photo. And I, of course, sent him the best photo I had at the time, which I couldn't help it, but it was my high school graduation photo. So
Okay.
it was only a couple
Yeah.
of years old, just a couple.
But that's fine. Others have sent 30-year-old pictures, yeah.
So anyways, I, convinced him to get together after a while and the rest
Where was he living at the time?
here in Raleigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
was the connection online, the conversation? What was the
Oh, I can't tell you that.
stop. No. Was it your both love of creativity and art and
Oh
painting?
God,
or
no.
okay. all right.
No.
Well, then
No,
hold
it
that
was like,
story
are
for
you
later.
single? I'm single. Let's get together.
Well, what is it about him that kept you pursuing him? Can you answer that?
Oh, well, I'll
Other than the good looking picture,
I'll
right?
fix it. Yeah. No, it just his multicultural view of
Oh,
things.
okay.
I had never dated someone who was born in another country.
Mhm.
He, I wasn't so naive to think that everything he was telling me was the truth, but
Okay.
really it was.
Okay.
But I mean, I had been, I had met several people and nothing they said was true. So I
Mhm.
didn't have a lot of expectation of it all coming to fruition and being true. But everything he said was, and, engineer, he was educated. He seemed on paper and, right in the beginning, the perfect fit.
You don't see many engineers with his creativity, do you?
No. How lucky am I? I got the whole brain, not just half of
The right
it.
and left side.
Oh,
huh?
Jesus. Yes. The whole brain. That usually comes back to bite me at least once a day.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You know the rules now,
Yeah.
right? You know how the game is played.
I
So,
don't pay any attention.
so what came first, a phone call or a date?
A phone call.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I went to his house and waited in the bushes. Is that what you wanted me to
I'm
say?
good with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys just decided online to meet at, fill in the blank.
So We decided to meet. We talked on Memorial Day weekend on a Saturday, and then we were going to meet the following Friday. And so we did that whole sat on the phone all night long thing. And then
Yeah, you did.
by Sunday we were meeting Tuesday, and by Sunday night we were meeting Monday.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then so we went on a date Monday night, and then he kind of sort of moved in on Friday. Sort of, really.
Nice. Okay.
I
All
knew
right.
it.
Where
I
yeah,
knew it.
I'm with you. I knew too
I
when
knew
I
it.
saw my wife.
I
So,
knew it.
where was the first date?
I keep forgetting the name of that restaurant, but
Okay.
it's over in North Hills.
Okay.
I think it was Cape.
All right.
I could be wrong.
I'm anxious
It's
one day
some
to
kind of midtown something now.
Okay.
It's still
Yeah.
the location is still there beside Total Wine, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah, okay. All
some
right.
kind of thing.
I look forward to one day to hearing his side of the story, but we'll do that another day.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll be
Lord.
close, but I'm sure he'll tell it like, "She was beautiful. I couldn't live without her. I
No, he
knew that."
won't.
Well, that's our
He'll
story
do
today is he'll do that. So, children?
So I have a 24-year-old daughter who just graduated from UNCW. Very
Nice.
proud of her. And of course, she is like every other millennial in the world. She knows absolutely nothing about what she's going to do next.
Mhm.
And every day it's a different story.
Okay.
So there are days I handle that better than others, but it's her life, bottom
Yes.
line. So then I have Ian, who's 10, and Ian is just fun. He's just very, very fun.
Does he have the creative side?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And he has both sides.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Where mine is like empty on totally half.
Okay.
He's got both, thank God.
So he got the networking from his mom and the creativity
Oh,
from the
yeah. He
dad?
can run a room. He can run a room.
Look out, girls.
Well, so he's
Oh,
got 3 sides then because he's very smart. He can run a room and he's
okay.
creative.
Right.
So
So
he'll be all right.
if you teach him, this was one thing my wife and I made sure our boys knew how to do before they went away to college was do their own laundry
Mhm.
and cook.
Mhm.
So if Ian can can run a room and do those 2, look out.
He already does the laundry, and
Oh,
he got a cookbook for Christmas,
okay.
and he loves to cook. Loves
Oh,
to
this is a
bake.
prodigy waiting to happen.
He helped me make king cakes yesterday.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
How'd they turn out?
I'll show you pictures.
Okay, I like it. Any animals in the house?
Just us.
Just the 3 of you, right?
I'd like to
Hobbies?
have a goat, but Tesh won't let me have
Huh. Do you have room for a goat?
I'll make room for a goat in the
Hmm.
backyard.
Yeah,
And chickens. I want goats and chickens.
I don't think chickens are
Why? I
there's
love chickens.
stories I've heard about having chickens. You might wanna check that out a
I
little
don't know.
bit. Okay.
I
Does
really
your
don't.
HOA allow that?
No, but I
Good.
don't
That's why you
care.
want 'em.
They ignore the important stuff,
Yeah,
so
that's
they
true.
better not start on my goats and chickens.
Hobbies and activities of interest.
So, gosh, I have hit a creative spurt in my life, which I didn't know existed. And I really am enjoying it. And to know me is to know that I could not draw a straight line with a ruler. My ruler was crooked. And so all of a sudden, I got into this football game with LSU and somebody last year and made all of these cookies for my family in Louisiana and decorated them. And they were a huge hit. And so from there, that was October. From there, I did, some Thanksgiving and some cookies for Christmas. And I mean, it's taken over my world. I love to bake. I always have loved to cook
Okay.
and all of that. And so I just started baking and I am just having a blast with it. And people are enjoying what I'm doing. And I enjoy making people happy. It goes
Yep.
back to that
Okay.
serving.
Well,
So for me, it's something that is totally mine. I don't share it with anybody else. And
okay.
so I have to share Tesh all the time
Yeah.
and my kids and all of that stuff. The baking is for me.
There's your side hustle right there.
It
Right?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
City of residence and how long?
Uh, Raleigh.
Okay.
And I've been here since 91. So I guess that's 28 years. Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Moved here 1 year. We'll go with 7. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Your burning desire
thank
is
you.
to?
My burning desire is to do everything that I am capable and able of doing before the
Nice.
end.
Okay.
Yep. It's changed throughout the years.
And it
I mean, if
should.
you
Yeah.
saw these, one of these bio sheets, you know, it wouldn't say that. But I think today that would be it. My
Very
burning
cool.
desire is to make sure that I reach my, my lot
Mhm.
of, expectation and creativity
Very
and
cool.
opportunity.
All right, we like
Yeah,
that. The
yeah.
key to your success.
I never give up. Never, never. Even when it looks like I should
Mhm.
or it looks like I have, I still haven't.
Very nice.
Yep.
My favorite question, something no one knows about you, and we've got a few people watching today that haven't met you yet, but they'll know more about you once you tell us that story.
Oh gosh, no one knows about me. I was a dancer. I danced for 15 years, and I danced tap, ballet, jazz, and modern, and should have had a career in that, but at the time didn't realize that you could. So missed opportunity. But one of the things that I'm looking forward to is my son being taller than me, which most people on the planet are. But he's only 10, so I'm giving him a little bit more time. But then he's going to be my dance partner one day.
Very
So I'm
nice.
looking forward to that.
Well, you have all those mother-son dances to go
I
to, right?
know, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, you
Yeah,
2 will
cotillions
you'll
and
own
all
the
kinds
room.
of.
My guess
Oh
is
my
with you
god,
2, you just own the room,
can't
right?
stand it.
You'll have
Yes.
it'll be choreographed. You'll tell the band
Can you
they'll
see
play
his
this, and
wedding? I'll be like, "Bride, you sit over there. It's my time, okay?
she gets the same first dance with the
You
bride is
get the
after the
rest of
first
it."
dance with
Yeah, yeah. First and second dance. Mom,
Okay, yeah, because you gotta
mom,
have
right?
a slow
Because if it
dance and
weren't
a
for me, she wouldn't be there,
right,
right?
exactly,
Okay?
yeah.
That's
So,
the way I see
she
it.
gets some of the credit, and
That's
make sure you do, yeah.
no, she gets none of the
No,
credit.
you should.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I get all of
Yeah,
it.
okay,
Absolutely.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Tesh, minimal, yeah. Yeah,
You know,
he's working all the time, so,
he's
okay,
busy.
alright. So, here we are in early March,
Yes.
2019, off
Unbelievable.
to a good business start?
Because of the fact, thank God, because of the fact we have so many different lines in our business, we
Mhm,
are pretty busy.
alright.
There's a bit of there's always a bit of a lull, and it always happens right at the beginning of the year because
Mm,
people are coming back. They're thinking about either fiscal year or, their budgets when they're ending and all of that. So it can be hard, but then, people will get rolling just in time for summer holidays, and then we'll be back in
yeah.
it's just crazy the way the photography and event business is, but
We are talking with Mica Parekh, IWP Photography and Video. She's in RD37, the morning show. They meet Wednesdays at 8 a.m. at Fox and the Hound in North Hills. Is there a percentage of okay, let's talk about real quick, on and you can go to iwpphotography.com,
yes.
so you can check out
2
everything.
Ps.
Yes, thank you, IWP, but good to know, and then
Right,
spell out photography, okay?
right.
Corporate events, weddings, headshots, commercial shots, food, shots, which we'll get to in a minute, I do like that. Is there a percentage the difference between corporate outings and individual/personal outings that you guys do?
It fluctuates.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
it can be all corporate one month, and it can be all personal events one month. It just depends.
And I know with other people that have been on the show, especially on realtors, we would talk about seasonal stuff, and I know in pest control, it's kinda seasonal as well and others. My guess is yours used to be seasonal and now because everybody thought, "Okay, June weddings, that's when everybody has their
Sure.
wedding." It's just like only houses were only sold during the summer, the other
Right,
9 months.
right.
Now, is that model kinda shot that people just call kinda when they have something and the calendar changes?
I heard there were over 65,000 marriage licenses given out in 2017. So there is, to me, no longer this May and October deal.
Yes, no, I agree with you
It's
on that.
12 months of the year,
Yeah,
and I mean, we've photographed backyard weddings, and we've photographed weddings at Prestonwood Country Club or the
yeah.
Ballantine in Charlotte. So there's no end to when people are getting married on Mondays now.
I
They're getting
know.
married,
We've got a
on
caterer,
Thursday.
Amy Lynn with Catering by Design in my chapter,
Mhm.
and she was doing her talk about a month ago, and she was telling us the same thing, and everybody's jaw just hit the floor. It's like,
Right.
"Monday?"
Sure.
And Thursday is a big day now
Yes,
for
it is.
catering because they want the venue,
Yep.
and they can't get the venue Friday or Saturday, so they go to Thursday. I'm like, "Huh, okay. If the venue is what you want
It's
and
all game
for a
now.
reason."
Absolutely.
So, is it you and Tesh shooting the events, or do you have other photographers?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
Tesh is the primary photographer. He's the master photographer, so he does the majority of the events. I have a few companies that I work with that I travel with that I photograph their events and
Oh,
things
really?
throughout the year. Yes, I go. bi-monthly with a lot of them to their different conferences and things and photograph what's going on with
Very
them.
nice.
I really have kinda taken a little bit of a back seat and let Tesh kinda take
Mhm.
all of it. He does it all, and he hires folks to come in and help him when he needs it. But if there's an Indian wedding that's, multiple day, double-digit hour kinda
Mhm.
things, I like to kinda be there with him to create the video,
Okay.
and, if it works out for our schedule, that we both can be there together. Indian weddings are so fun.
And I wanna come back to both of those, the Indian weddings, because it's prominently featured on your website because
Mhm,
of Tesh's heritage,
mhm.
and then also what we don't realize is the editing that goes on after the
Well,
photos are shot at a wedding, so we'll come
right.
back to that.
Okay.
BNI, I love this question, literally, first time you ever heard BNI?
Oh. First time I ever heard BNI, probably, I'd say around 2004, 2005,
Okay.
and I had just become a sales rep for Express Personnel
Mhm.
Services, and, I knew of BNI then, but was not a part of it. I did not become a part of BNI until I started my own business, as a member. I'm certain I visited
Yeah.
some from time to time and that sort of thing, but, I started uh, my own business, and the first thing I did was join a BNI chapter out in Wake Forest. I do have a story. You want to hear it?
I do. Wanna hear all the story.
So I will tell you guys that I made a huge mistake when I was in payroll. Uh, I
Wait,
thought,
this doesn't involve the law with money, does it? Is this
oh
another
God,
mistake?
no, no,
Okay,
no,
good,
no,
alright.
no, no, no. I only tell those,
Okay,
I
off
don't try
camera.
off camera. No. So I resisted being involved in a BNI for many, many years because of the fact in the payroll industry, because of the criteria, and I didn't really understand the whole picture of it all. And uh, so I can honestly say to you guys that I started many networking groups and I thought that was going to be the way. And I can tell you that one of the biggest lessons that I learned in my business was that you need to have a BNI. And I'm not doing a shameless plug for them or anything like that. I can say this or not, it doesn't make any difference. But I really appreciate the format and also the attention to detail when it comes to what BNI stands for, and that they are clearly the same. They don't deviate from what they do. They're not trying to recreate the wheel all the time. And when you are out there trying to create networking groups that you know fit that mold, why not just be a part of BNI? And, I realized that's what I was saying to myself, and so as soon as I joined, or started my own company, I joined a BNI, and I'm so thankful for it.
Now, how did you get to that Wake Forest chapter? Who invited you, and what other places did you visit?
You're so funny, Mike, that you think I might remember that. God, you're putting the pressure on me now.
Just a lot.
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't even know, but we met at, Bottles and Bean or something like that,
Mhm.
out there in Wake Forest, and we had a really nice big group. I was in that group with Karen
Oh,
Pettyjohn.
yeah.
I was in that group with, Bobby Hennessy,
Mhm.
uh, Lenny Fairfield. There was quite a few of the
And
big
you
folks in
joined
Wake
this
Forest.
under the photography business.
Yes, and
Okay.
that was all there was at that
Right.
time.
What was the name of it before you changed it over to IWP?
There was no name. It was Micah and Tesh.
Okay.
That's how we were known
Okay.
until I
Yeah.
made it IWP Photography and
Alright.
Video. And it was only IWP Photography at that time. We didn't even have video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I always like to ask people your expectations when you visited a chapter for the first time. Did you have any? And leaving that, did the wheel start turning of, wow, this could really help
I suppose I had expectations at the time, wanting to get my name out
my business? Okay.
and wanting people to know who I was, and I wanted to feel like I had a home. I
Mm.
wanted to feel like there was someone out there who could be an extension of my business and help me grow. And so that's what I was looking for.
And did you find that quickly in that chapter?
I did.
Okay.
Actually, I booked a wedding as a visitor that day. I photographed Karen Pettyjohn's daughter's wedding.
Oh,
She
really?
hired us that day.
Okay.
Yep.
Another reason on BNI.
That's why I joined that chapter.
Yep.
It was pretty
And
clear.
and obviously the show is centered around Triangle BNI. We love it because it is seat specific.
Mhm.
So Micah in her NRD 37, the morning show, she's the only photographer. She's the only videographer. Yes, it costs $445 a year. Yes, we meet every week. But if you think about it, you can go to one place and you've got anywhere from 15 to 45 other salespeople that are going to help you grow your business. And that's why we love telling people about BNI and how much it, when you, once you activate it, how much it helps your bottom line when you go into it knowing that this is what I'm going to do. This is part of my marketing plan because most of us hate cold calling.
I love cold calling.
Okay, good. Well, there's always one. So, who did I meet? Oh yeah, Matt Yablonowski was on the show a while back. I was doing training the other day, and he goes, "Oh, I enjoy it." I'm like, "You're nuts, man," but he does. So I always like when people. One of my favorite stories is when people go, oh, "I joined the chat chamber, but nothing's happening there." And the first question is, "What are you doing to further that relationship with the chamber? Do you go to any of the events?" I go, "I don't go to any of the events because I don't get any business out of it." All right, now let's stop right there. Okay.
Right, right.
But BNI does that once you go into that with that mindset of and givers gain for BNI
Mhm.
is I'm going to help. Stuff comes to you. It really
Absolutely.
does because it. And I always ask people in your non BNI life, whether it's church, school, neighborhood, whatever, you're helping people, right? And it
Mhm.
comes back to you, and they're like, "Yeah, it's the same thing."
Mhm. What's the deal with it, the whole that we have to explain that we meet weekly? I don't understand why people have an issue with that. Can you help me understand
I'm
that?
with you. I know some people that, and the best way to invite somebody to a BNI chapter is tell them what's in it for them.
Mhm.
So if I met you and you were not a BNI, I'd say, Michael, why don't you come visit my chapter? I've got a realtor, I've got a property manager, I've got a caterer I'd love to introduce you to because I know you shoot all three. Oh, so what's in it for you? Now, I'm with you on the weekly thing. I enjoy going every week because I've got friends in the chapter.
Mhm.
And I enjoy getting up at, my chapter meets at 7:30 on Thursday mornings, and I'm a morning person.
I bet everybody loves you.
Thank you, Mom. She gave me that early morning gene, and I love it. I'm up at 5:30. It's best time of the day. But I don't look at it as a meeting. I look at it as a client
Mhm.
and friends.
Mhm.
And I'm with you. It's never dawned on me, oh, I got to go every week. Well, then it's not for you.
Well, how do you run your business if you're not in it every week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there something I'm missing? My
No.
daughter, one of her great ideas is that she wants to get paid to travel. So
Okay.
yeah, great. Yeah, that's good. But she doesn't go anywhere, do anything. So I'm like, how do you, I mean, you got to go somewhere
Yes.
before, I mean, they got to
Yeah.
see that you can do this,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't understand why they would, only want to come ever so often
Yeah.
because you've got to get in it. You
Mhm.
got to work it. It's got to be part of your business plan. And
Yeah.
your business plan is not written on a monthly basis, it's written on a
No.
daily basis,
Oh, gosh,
really.
yes.
So, that's
And
my 2 cents
no,
anyways.
and I'm
I'm
with
getting off
you
that horse.
because one of the things as a trainer, one of the things I do is a BNI member success training is we talk about V plus C equals P.
Mhm.
Visibility plus credibility equals
That's perfect.
profitability. And visibility is I see Micah every week. If I saw
Mhm.
you once a month, I'm like, A, I'm not going to know you, so I'm not going to refer you to
Right,
anybody.
right,
But if I just see you once a week, I'm like, or once a month, I'm like, yeah, she kinda shows up. I don't really know her, so
right,
but I know another photographer
right.
here, and I'm with you. I don't get that why you would not want to and on average, a BNI member gets 25% of their bottom line from their chapter.
Oh, I know.
So, and I ask people, "Okay, let's do a quick math lesson here, right? If you had another client that was worth 25% of your bottom line, and they said, "Hey, Micah, we're meeting every Thursday morning at Starbucks at 9:30 to talk about my business. Where are you gonna be every Thursday?"
Mhm.
It's 25% of your bottom
Yep.
line that you're walking into a room of friends that
Mhm.
know they want to refer you to people. I'm
That's
with you.
right. That's right.
That's the one thing that I can't get over on why people can't process that fast, that you're walking into
That's
it's a
right.
to quote Top Gun, it's a target rich
Oh,
environment.
woo! Love me some Top Gun.
It's you just walk in and you got all these people wanting to help you
Right, right.
instead of cold calling.
That's right.
It blows my mind because we're all there to help each other.
That's right.
We're all there to help each other grow each other's business. We all know the struggles. We all know the pain.
It's real.
Most of us have started a business. We're like, God, that was the toughest thing. But you walk in with BNI, it's like,
Right.
hey, Mike, I got somebody, like you said, you got a job before you even joined.
That's right.
And that
That's
job
right.
was probably more than $200,
Right.
Probably more than 445 bucks,
Right.
which paid your membership, right?
Do you have ways for people to communicate while we're doing this?
We do. They can go
That's
to
awesome.
BNI at nissancommunications.com, shoot us a note.
That would be great. They
They
can
c
call.
Yep, they can
I want some of my BNI morning show peeps to call in and say, "Hey, I'm I'm loving y'all right now
well,
a lot."
let's talk about them a little bit. I know that's that group's been around for a long time.
We're a showcase chapter.
Oh, are you really?
We are.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
You have a little bit of everything in there. It's a
Mhm.
great location. I know you guys always have a good number of visitors as
Mhm.
well. What was it about that group that got you there?
It's top.
But
Yeah.
how'd you get to them?
I knocked off the other photographer that was in the group
There you
and put in
go.
my application.
Okay.
What do
W
you think?
Well, it's that easy. Yeah, folks, this is how you do it, yeah.
Right.
Were you in another chapter before this?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. Who did somebody invite you there?
No.
You
You
just
know
showed
I
up?
don't need an
I know,
invitation. I
yeah,
just show up.
yeah. You're Mike. You
I'm
just show up,
Micah.
yeah, so
I'm like Cher. I don't even
yeah,
need a last name.
you do
I'm
not.
Micah.
I know. That's why Mike and Tesh, once you said this, like,
I know.
"Okay, that makes sense,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody
We're
knows
both
you."
like Cher, actually.
But that's all they know
Micah
you
and Tesh.
as. Yeah,
Right.
Micah, yeah, so
It's like Sonny and Cher.
yeah.
Oh my God.
So on your
Except he
website
doesn't sing. I sing, whether you want me to or not, but he doesn't.
oh, he doesn't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, you don't even let him sing around you, right?
I would like for him to try. I think that would
Okay,
be it'd be a good laugh.
okay. Well, there's
Sure.
another side hustle for you.
Oh
You can have your own
my.
TV show, you can sing
I
and
barely
bake.
sleep as it is
You
now.
could be the next Trisha Yearwood with your
Oh
cooking show. You can
Jesus.
sing and bake. I mean, think about it.
I know.
Okay?
I'm ready.
Think about
From
it.
your lips to God's
And
ears.
it's your
Bring it.
money. It's all your
Hey,
stuff and it's your money.
that's right. That's right.
So on your website, predominantly featured are Indian weddings.
Right.
And obviously, because Tesh's background and his heritage, are there enough weddings in town? And are you one of the, or do you kind of have a lock on that community?
So, we are shifting. Things are changing. We do spend a lot more time in the corporate world than we do the Indian wedding world.
Okay.
We do not, unfortunately, have the time to take care of everything, which includes websites sometimes. So, keeping that information
Mhm.
fresh and what have you. So, mainly what I speak about when especially in BNI and what I'm hoping that my BNI family sharing out there is the corporate events that we
Okay.
can do, whether it's corporate headshots or corporate events, sales conferences, and that sort of thing. We can help with all of that. So with that being said, there is still a huge market in this area for Indian weddings, and Tesh is still very well known in that market. And he will travel. He has a suitcase. I have his passport ready to go. Please send him somewhere.
And
Please.
and those are events.
Yes.
That is not a starts
Yes.
at 2, done at 4.
No. No. Like I said
Yeah.
earlier, multiple days,
Yeah.
double digit hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the editing that goes on, because once everybody
Mhm.
leaves a wedding, they're like, "Oh, can't wait to see the pictures." And they really don't have any idea what the photographer goes through once they leave the wedding, right?
Right. So here's how Tesh is different. Tesh spends less than 20% of the entire project in post production because he takes the photographs correctly in the camera.
Ah,
So, with that being said, it is a very easy transition for him from the end of the event to delivering the deliverables,
okay.
which has impressed me time and time again with the work that he creates and the work that he does because he knows the camera.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of education that goes on behind the scenes with all of this digital mastery,
Yeah.
and I mean, he's really got his thumb on it, and he refuses to lose his eyesight over it. He refuses to, sub it out. So
Okay.
many are subbing out the work now and sending it to India and having it all uh, retouched and all of that through third
Really?
party providers. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And I mean, you can send them 5,000 photos and they'll send them back to you in 24 hours or whatever, and they've all been retouched. And Tesh looks at every single photo that he takes. He doesn't even need me to look at him. He won't let me look at him as far as all that. He looks at every single one that he takes, and he's able to, by far, uh, not only over deliver on his promise of when he's going to get them, but just really most of the time blow their minds that he's ready.
And
with the photos.
from the first time you started shooting anything till
Mhm.
today, the technology change is just
Oh,
unreal,
it
isn't it?
is, it is. Matter of fact, people are going back to film now.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, because there's an element to it. There's an artistic element that people are looking for that they
True.
miss with
Yeah.
the digital computerized everything. I
Okay.
mean, we know folks that paint every pixel of every photo, and it takes them, forget 6 weeks, it takes them months
Ooh.
to get photos back, and that's their thing. That's great. That's their artistic preference.
Yeah.
But for Tesh, he has his own style, and that's part of it.
One of the neat things I think that separates him from the other photographers, A, probably quality, and he's fun to be with. We've established that. But he paints live at weddings.
He does.
Has
Not
he
at the same time he's
correct,
photographing, though.
yes, yeah. He's good, not quite that good,
That's
right?
right, that's right. If we
Uh,
could just clone him.
yeah, there you go. How did that start, and which one was he doing first?
So he was just always and always has been a painter. And so he's been painting since he was 3 years old.
Wow.
And so, great story. Maybe you'll have him on one day. I'll save that for letting him tell
Okay.
about how he got into that. But when I met him, he was, just painting sceneries and trees and things like that. And back in 2009, someone approached him about painting live at a wedding. And he said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll do that. And that began Tesh's live wedding and event painting.
I was looking at
And
some of the pictures on the website, and it's scary good.
thank you.
I mean,
I know, right?
yeah, yeah.
And you're not just saying that because you have to go home to him because you don't, but I'm not
No,
either.
but they
So,
are because when I was reading up on you the last couple of days, okay, live wedding painting, I saw that, I'm like, "Okay, well, he's gonna have 6 to 8 minutes to put something together," but, I mean, a couple of these are just unbelievable.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
He is very talented.
And is he there for the does it take or I guess what's the average time it takes to get a live painting in for him? I don't know how fast you can
4 to
paint.
5 hours, and he's finished, you know? He leaves it there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
done. So, a lot of the other artists that do beautiful work out there, they actually take the painting back and work on it,
Oh, really?
in studio.
Okay.
Tesh is
Not for him.
done when he's done. No.
When you should be because then you can leave it with the couple.
Sure.
Because I see the smiling faces by their
Yes.
photos, and
Yeah,
I was looking at some of them. It's like,
I know.
I don't
And he's
my
growing so much in it.
my mind I'm not creative that way, and my mind can't
Oh, I
process
know, right?
at the wait, you're finished? You're
I
done
know.
with yeah,
I
so
know, right?
very nice.
So annoying,
So, yeah, I
you know?
hate talented people like that. It just drive me nuts. There should be a tax on them or
I
somehow,
know,
or
I
like
know.
limit them, just give them 1
I
arm to
know.
paint with or something
I
like that.
know.
So each week when you go to your chapter meeting, we're here with Mica Parekh with IWP Photography and Video. When you go to your meeting each week, when you stand up to give your 30 seconds, what are you telling people to look for you?
Big, big pockets,
I like
deep
that.
pockets.
Okay. And we love to say specific is terrific. So can you
There you
whittle
go.
that down for me?
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they have lots of money to spend on events, and they want
Okay.
to hire a great photographer.
So how do we find those people? How do I walk up to somebody and go, "Hey,
You know,
Amnon, you look loaded here. I know you got an
absolutely.
event coming
He's
up."
got on
So,
a flight suit.
oh, he's
I mean,
loaded. You
he's
just tell me he
loaded.
got
Come
6
on.
Mercedes out front.
I'm
He's
telling
loaded. Yeah.
you. Oh my gosh, he is amazing. I don't even know him, but he's amazing in his flight suit. This thing is great. I hope you wear that every day.
He
I love
does.
it.
He does. Yeah.
I would too if I had one. So there's a hint for Christmas, Mike.
Birthday. You got
Yeah,
it.
birthday too.
Make a
Yes.
note. Flight
My
suit.
29th birthday is in June.
Let me write that down.
Thank
Flight
you.
suit
Yes,
for Mike.
absolutely. Thank you. So it can start with a headshot as
Okay.
far as corporate business goes. Anybody looking for group shots, they need product photography for their widget, whatever they
Yeah.
build, uh, anything that they want to have photographed that they've just built, homes, commercial buildings, any of that.
All
We
right.
can help them.
How much food photography do you guys do?
We do a little bit of it, a little
Do
bit.
they now you hear great every industry has their myths, and I heard one time that they use mashed potatoes for ice cream
hmm
shots.
hmm
Okay.
hmm
That was
They
kinda
use
disappointing.
glue
I
for
understood
milk.
it. Yeah.
They use glue for milk.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Nobody that we've worked with is that
Naturally, yeah.
that,
Okay,
I guess, high high end, I
okay.
guess, but, I
Gluten for
mean,
milk.
but I've had chefs cooking in my foyer and putting the food on the table right there, and the steam comes up, Tesh gets the steam. It's
Oh,
been fun.
did you get to sample the food
Of
afterwards?
course I
There
did,
you
they're not
go.
leaving with that.
No, they can take their plates, but they
That's
leave the
right,
food.
absolutely. Crazy.
Do you remember your first photography client? Either yours or yours and Tesh's?
Our first photography client was a wedding, and as far as I know, they're still married, which is good.
Okay.
So, they, got married downtown, and then they had their reception at Carrabba's.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't see that too often.
No,
Huh, okay.
no, but a great couple. They
Alright.
just wanted to do something sweet and simple and short and sweet, and that's what they had.
And how did you get that job?
Contact.
Okay.
Yep. I
Alright.
knew her in other lives, other sales jobs, and
Mm.
that sort of thing. And
What's the furthest you've had to go for a job? Either you and or Tesh.
oh, we've been everywhere. Tesh has been. We photographed Joan Jett and Roger
Ooh,
Daltrey in Philadelphia.
really?
Yes, Joan Jett tried to steal my son. She wanted him. She could have tucked him in her hair, and we wouldn't
Yes.
have been able to see him.
Gone
He would
right
have been
through
gone. I
customs,
mean,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
She's actually, I think, shorter than I am, but with her
Mhm.
hair,
Yeah, she's tiny.
she's
Yep,
tall. They
yep.
consider her tall. Roger Daltrey still had it going on, man. He still had. I mean, if it hadn't have been a event where they were raising money for children,
Yeah,
there'd have been underwear on the stage. There's no doubt. Every time he unbuttoned one of those buttons,
yeah,
man, all the ladies
yeah.
lost it.
How'd you get that job?
Connection.
Okay,
Yep,
very nice.
yep.
Is there a, I don't wanna say a bridezilla story, but do you have one? No names, obviously, but
Mhm.
that just
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, had to fire one.
Had to fire what?
A bride. Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Oh, do tell.
Oh my god. It was one of the first, brides that we had from a big bridal show that we paid a boatload of money to be in,
Okay.
and, she was just crazy, and I couldn't take it. I'm
Would
sorry.
no, I'm
Did
with
I
you.
just say that to, like, 10,000 people?
No,
Sorry.
no, but
So
I'm with you. Was she even surprised?
oh, no.
Yeah, she okay,
Probably
because 'cause
not.
she'd been
She knew.
fired before.
She knew the drill. This girl knew the drill. She wrote some of the modules on it. Trust me. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't deal with it.
Do those wedding shows work for you guys?
No,
Okay.
no. There's, 50
Yeah.
photographers and 49 of them are giving stuff away. We don't give things away. We see
Okay.
the value in, not that they don't, but we just see the value in what we're doing. And, because we run this business full time as two professionals,
Yeah.
it's different for us than it is for a lot of folks. Not good or bad. I'm not knocking anybody, but a lot of folks are doing that part time. We started part time. That's fine, but we have to keep the lights on. This
Mm.
is what, send my kids to school. This is what pays for the water to wash their clothes. I mean, this is no joke.
Yeah.
And this is not a hobby anymore for us. So we have to be very, very serious about what it is that we do.
Which is why BNI fits so well. I know
Absolutely.
that, and the beauty of that is I think there's maybe a half dozen photographers in Triangle BNI.
Mhm.
I know Kevin's one
And
of them.
they're
I know there's
awesome,
a
yeah.
couple others,
Yeah.
which means you can kinda go visit a number of
Sure.
chapters if it works in your schedule.
Mhm.
Now, there's 3 letters after your name officially.
Mhm.
CMP, what does that stand for?
Yes. Oh my
Does
gosh.
that allow you to raise your prices after you tell us what it stands for?
I should have thought of some. You should have told me that. I could have come up with really
Nah,
I think certified mental no. I think
photographer.
that's what Tesh can tell you. He'll ask him that question. He'll
Okay,
have a good one for you, I'm
alright.
certain. No, so 2 years ago I got my certification in meeting planning. And
Oh,
yes,
okay.
so I really thinking about all of the work that I do and the time that I spend behind a camera, I was like, there's got to be something more that I can give to my clients. And so I
Mhm.
looked into the certification for meeting planning and the education that it'll give someone who's just starting out in the
Oh,
industry
yeah.
for meeting planning. And so I don't, I don't see where it would hurt if you had somebody else as a planner on the floor that understood what was going on and could kind of help fix things when help was needed
Oh, because 'cause you've
and be a
seen
second. Oh
enough.
my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh
Your
gosh.
book's gonna be
Right.
good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Tesh with his project in management
Mhm.
engineering side, he's always been able to just look at a timeline and say, "That's not gonna happen like that. That's not," and he's always right. And so I've learned so much from him. And so I went through and I got the certification and I passed the exam first time. Whoop, whoop. And so my brain still works. Isn't that good to know? And so I'm really excited to have the experience and
Mhm.
the understanding of the industry. And it just again, it's part of that serving, being able to serve someone, being able to be there with a planner on the other side of the room when he or she's over there. They don't know that, their stuff's falling down,
Yeah.
pipe and drapes falling down back here. I can help them. I know who to go get to fix that, and they can continue working on whatever they're working on, and I can be over here. It's just added value.
Mhm. How have you been able to fold that under IWP photography and video?
Uh, I think it's actually going to be a different segment of what we offer.
Okay.
Eventually, I'd like to start planning my own corporate events. I have been working with small events and
Mhm.
clients.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so, corporate side only, I do not want to do any weddings.
No, no, you've been there, done that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you got IWP photography, you've got your meeting planner, and
Hmm.
your cooking show. So you got a full
Oh my
plate.
gosh.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
know.
you.
I
Cooking
yeah,
show.
yeah. So I'm
Okay.
telling you, the next Trisha
All
Yearwood. So
right. Oh
okay.
my gosh. Thank you.
All right. So looking at your bio, I see you went to Wake Tech.
Hmm.
Kind of understand that.
That's a
H.
funny story.
Okay. Still, let's start, and then I'll get to my next question. All right.
Well, so I wanted to finish my degree, and I went to take my math assessment, and I, of course, had to, start at basic math, 0, 0, -1, and this math is not my strong suit. And so I went and I had to take pre-algebra, and I suffered like no person should ever suffer through something like that. I mean, there were tears, there were crying out, there was, trying to find somebody to pay to take my exams for me. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. I thought of it all. So I barely got through that class with a C. But I was proud of myself, man. I was so proud. I just couldn't even see. I just couldn't even see straight. So when the grades came, I ripped open. It was when they didn't come digitally. They still came paper and the perforated rip off the
Oh
thing, and you
yeah.
open it up. And I look, and it says pre-algebra, and it says how many hours, and then it says credits, and the hours are supposed to match the credits, and it said hours 3, credit 0. And I said, "There's a mistake. I should at least get 4. If I'll take 3, but as hard as I worked, they should really just throw me a bone." And I called the school, and come to find out that's a prerequisite class, and it didn't count.
Oh.
That ended my career at Wake Tech. Love you, mean it.
They didn't tell you math was going to be involved.
They didn't tell me that it wasn't gonna count.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
I was
got you.
done. That was too much.
I
So,
like on.
I'm gonna stick with baptism by fire is my degree
Yeah.
from the School of Hard Knocks. I will change that on LinkedIn to that.
You
It's
should, because that's where you learn the most. You
absolutely.
learn the practical.
I'm like magna cum laude there.
eh, When I was in college, my degree was in broadcasting. So
Mhm,
all our stuff every day was in the studio, editing, all that good stuff.
mhm,
And a lot of my friends were going into accounting, going to computer, all that stuff. And a lot of that was theory.
mhm.
And I'm like, all right.
Well,
I
what
had a friend
if?
of mine was hired by IBM out of college, and they told him once they hired him, they said, okay, forget everything you learned
Okay.
and we'll reteach you.
I'm sure his parents love
Oh
that.
yeah, there way back in the day, it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
that expensive, but still, it's a good
Yeah.
yeah, it was like $1,900 to go as a freshman in '79, but that's changed.
Wow.
So you also have on here HPW Real Estate School.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's some
Yes.
history to you, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
How'd that work
Why did
out?
I put all that stuff on
For
there for
people like
people
me to
like you
find,
to find?
absolutely.
God
Oh, I
almighty.
Googled you. You showed up
So
on a bunch of things.
oh
Yeah, all
gosh.
good. I couldn't find any criminal
Good.
records. I mean, I could click
Okay.
on the link, but it wasn't gonna give me anything. I would have
You
to
have to pay
subscribe
for
to it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And
well,
I thought, no, we don't
that's
talk about that.
protecting me. I
So how
appreciate
long did
that.
the real estate last?
So I got my license again, sat for the exam, passed it the first time, which is just so funny to me. But actually never really got into it again because I didn't realize the levels that I could, you know, work in. I
Oh,
thought it was
okay.
just selling house after house. I didn't understand it. And I think it's neat where people have gone with their real estate license and their education now today. And all of the neat things that people are doing with that, and I just wish that I had a better understanding. But again, it was a sales thing. It was something to have in my back pocket if I ever needed it.
Yep.
HPW was great to me, and they they were good people, great company.
Mm.
So
Now you do a ton of networking.
yes.
I know you're also involved in Shop Local Raleigh.
Hmm.
How's that doing? And how long when did you guys get into that?
So Shop Local Raleigh is a great organization to support local
Yes.
businesses in the area.
Yep.
And we have probably been with Shop Local Raleigh for 5 years, I would
Mhm.
say 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And Jennifer Martin and her team there are just great. And it's nice to have a network that is protected
Yep.
in that area
Yep.
for the local business.
Yeah, I love when they have their events
Yeah.
downtown and
Yeah.
show up at
Last Friday.
the
Yeah.
local at locally owned companies
Yep.
because that's neat, and you want the money to stay there,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we all love, well, I'm not an Amazon customer, but I know a lot of people have that delivered there, but it's nice
Mhm.
to go down,
Sure.
actually go into a store
Oh,
and
I know.
shop, and speaking of millennials, I have 2 boys, and they're about that age, and one of them loves having stuff delivered to the house. I'm like, "Come on, man, shopping's kinda fun." See, actually get to talk to people and have to
Good
interact and
God.
stuff like
I
that, so
think you're the first man I've ever heard say that.
oh, I love to shop. Oh,
Ah,
I love
what?
there's
Your
2
wife is so lucky.
she is, for a number of reasons, but there's 2 great places to go, and I'm a people watcher. I'll look at
I love to
anybody.
watch people
The
too.
airport
Oh, yeah.
and Walmart.
Oh, God. The
Love
things you
Walmart.
see at Walmart,
There's 2 of
you
everything.
can't make it
No.
up.
No, and you can't unsee some of it. But I love shop we go almost every Saturday, we do our shopping, and I love Walmart. I love Walmart. It's the yes. That could be
I'll
another
have to
show though.
remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
love people
fun.
watching, yeah. And I'm a t-shirt reader, okay? So I'm not staring at you, but if you're wearing that t-shirt for a reason, Imma read it. And some of them are kinda funny, and some are like, Should you be wearing that in public with your 4-year-old?"
Never ceases to amaze me.
You also organized the Champagne and Shoes fundraiser.
Did. Yes, for We Bond, Women
Mhm.
Business Owners Network of Cary.
Yep.
I did. That was a very fun
Those are fun,
event.
aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's for the right cause and the right
Right.
reason and generally gets some pretty good response,
Absolutely.
right?
Who knew that there was some ladies out in Franklinton that had a warehouse full of 40,000 shoes that they had just purchased from a business going out of business, one of the big anchor stores,
Really?
and they donated all those shoes.
40,000
Not
wow.
40,000
Yeah.
pairs, but I mean the shoes that we needed for the event.
Oh
So it was
my.
over 100
Yeah.
pairs of shoes basically. And they uh I mean, there's just something for everybody out there in the world, for sure.
Just have to
And
ask
it's like
questions,
that
yeah.
mobile spray tanning business. I just think that is just
Don't that's not
I'm
your next
just
side hustle.
no,
It's
it's
not,
not.
no.
No, no,
No.
but I mean, mobile sun tanning, that's fun. That's crazy. They'll come to you and do that? That's crazy.
It
And
goes
there's a
along
market for it.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
big market.
it goes along and it started, back when I was younger, it started with the remote control and the microwave. "I
Mm,
would like it now, please." To which I graduated, "I like it now at my convenience now." So you
exactly.
come to me,
In my
these
house.
mobile detailers, right?
I know.
Now there's a guy who had, he applied in BNI, I forget which chapter, and I don't know if he joined yet, but they come to your office and change your oil. While
Mm,
you're working, they come do the work on the car, give you a tune up as best they can, but change the oil there. Again, it's all
nice.
yeah, yeah. What golly, can't think of
Well,
the name of the company. Oh, well,
oh,
yeah.
well, we love
This show
him
is not
just
about
as
Total
much.
Recall,
Right, right,
as
right,
I've
right.
learned.
So, exactly. Thank
But things
you.
like that, everybody wants
Yeah.
it now, so the mobile tanning,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
So the Champagne and Shoes was a great event that I had the pleasure of working on, and had a great team that put it together, and we raised close to $3,000 to $4,000 for scholarships for women who are in business who want
Oh,
to
cool.
learn more about a specific area of their business. And so that was really great to work on. I was very proud to be a part
Have
of that.
you let me be your agent again here
Okay,
after we do
thanks.
the
Do
TV The
this.
Cooking Show, okay? Have you gone to well, you can't really go back to Wake Tech because the relationship ended kinda bad, but if you went to another
They just hurt my
technical
feelings.
school or a community
I'm
college,
over it now.
you really should have lunch and learns or seminars for women wanting to start their own business because
Oh,
you've
thank you.
seen a lot of times what I've learned is talking to people younger than me is let me start with what you shouldn't do instead of
Mm,
what you should do.
I
Let's
have a
speak. Don't
litany of
make this.
that.
Yeah. but don't make these mistakes, but you can offer that. So you ought to look into that. I
Right.
think you would be
Well,
able to,
thank
with
you.
your experience, not only with the photography, but with everything else.
We could do a show on that.
I'd love it.
Let's do it.
I'd love it.
That'd be
So,
great.
but that would be because a lot of people out there want to start their own business, but a lot of them have no idea how to do it.
Well, I did, and I think we're pretty good at it now. So,
Yeah.
in business 11 years as photographers, that's kind of like retail, being in retail for more than 5 years. It's an
Oh, yeah. Oh,
anomaly.
that's a lifetime. Yeah.
And,
That's a
but, I
lifetime.
have the creative genius of my husband, and I'm excited about that. I can sell that all day long. I always
Oh, yeah.
said that, I had to believe in what I was selling. And, I've been in sales since I was 6 years old in Girl Scouts, they wheeled
Oh,
out
yeah.
that little bike and said, whoever sells the most cookies gets this. And I said, I'll take two. And I did. I won two bikes. So I had one at my house, one at grandma's house. And I
Nice.
always sold the most fish specials because it was my favorite meal
Yeah.
at Reeves Fish Camp. So I always that. And then, all of the favorite jewelry in the jewelry stores when I sold jewelry. I mean, it's just, I believe in it. If I believe in it,
Yeah.
it's a done deal. If I don't believe in you, it's over.
Yeah, and we talked about Tesh with the photography he does, but you had mentioned, I think before we came on the air here, that you travel with companies
Mhm,
and do their photography.
mhm.
Then you're gone, you said, what, every other week, every other month?
Every other month.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
at
often are you
least.
gone?
So at least once every other month, and
Okay.
then I'll be leaving tomorrow with a company, and I'll be gone until Friday.
Really?
So yeah.
Going anywhere
So
fun?
DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the snow has passed, so I think you'll be
I
okay.
think
Just be
it's
cold,
supposed to
yeah.
snow Friday,
It'll just
maybe,
be
but we're
okay, good.
leaving.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah.
you think you're leaving Friday
So
before it snows. Alright, so what's the plan of attack for the rest of 2019? Let's talk overall second. Let's talk about how you're going to grow your referral network and your number of referrals you get from your BNI group. What are you gonna do to help them that they're gonna help you to grow your business in 2019?
for me, for the rest of 2019, it is just absolute complete chaos. Just, you know, it's, can I say balls to the wall?
Sure.
Okay, that's what I meant to say. It's just absolutely on fire. I have this need, this desire. I don't know where it's come from, but it's just it, to get into this BNI chapter to grow it. Created a what's called a discovery day. We just had this last week in our BNI chapter. It's taken the place of a visitors day for us. I had created 5 stations on one side of the restaurant where you could come and ask questions like why BNI. I had the folks that had made the most money in the BNI year over year at one table, and the folks who had been in the chapter the longest. Why were they still in the chapter? And I had the leadership team in the chapter and at a table, and so all of our visitors went around and asked questions about why would this BNI work for them specifically, but also why BNI period. Tony DeRico actually ran that table why BNI for us. And so they also played a little game of bingo to go along with that, and everybody was happy at the end of the day. But it's just imperative that we grow closer together. And there's a lot of us, again, 5 years is really a small number compared to, you know, the Matt Archer and the Rhonda Goodman and the Dr. Sophias of the world in our chapter because they've been in there 10 years plus. And there's a reason why they stay. There's a reason why they continue to come week after week after week. And it's just getting to know those folks and uh, utilizing them as the folks that know the most about the chapter and about BNI and how to run things best. And just helping to grow each other. Givers gain is absolutely true, guys. There's no way to get around it. If you expect to get and get and get and get, it's going to come back to get you, is what it's going to do. So, and you're going to regret it. So it's best to get to know your folks as good as possible and share them as often as possible with your network. There's a good plug for you.
It is, and again, the testimonials, why BNI is enough there because it's friendship, it's business, and it's kind of almost a mastermind group. At times, you help each
Right.
other with, "Hey, I'm thinking
It's
about doing this. What do you
absolutely.
guys think?" So,
It's invaluable to
yeah,
have a group of folks that you can actually refer and trust.
yes, yeah,
There's nothing worse than referring someone, putting your neck on the line. I don't care who it is. my best client, even if I referred somebody to her and it didn't work out, I would still, even though she knows me
Yeah.
and she knows that I know top-notch people and that stuff happens, it would still be devastating to
Yes.
me.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you take that mindset about it, you're gonna actually do better when you refer. You're gonna cover your bases a little bit more.
Mhm.
You can't just flippantly do things like that. You've gotta know that who you're referring is gonna be able to do the job.
I agree.
Hallelujah. Woo! Look at that. I love
First
it.
hallelujah we've gotten all year on
Woo!
the show.
I
Anyways,
love
Mica,
it.
we appreciate having you on today. Tell us about, you can go to IWPphotography.com. That's
Yep.
2 P's.
Thank you.
Learn about her business. Love the stories.
Thank you.
Good luck with
I've
the
got
side hustles and
tons.
everything. We'll have you on again. Anyways, folks, this is, if you want to know more about BNI, you'll meet people like Mica. They'll help you grow your business, somebody you know, or if you're trying to start a business or grow a business, please come out and visit one of our chapters. You can go to trianglebni.com. Up in the right-hand corner, it says find a chapter. Click on that. Come visit us. And each week, we thank you for being here. Each week, we bring you a success story. Next week, we're having Mary Stocks on
Oh.
from the BNI office and a consulting director. She's got some good stories as well. We will see you next week on Triangle BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.